Douglas, and everybody's inviting me here this evening. So Napoleon Bonaparte, he was a French revolutionist of the 1700s. He once said that ability is nothing without opportunity. And this evening we're here to celebrate all of the awards and all of the talents of all of the individuals today. Tiana did an amazing job. Can we give her a round of applause? Because she was fantastic. I'm here to encourage everybody, right? We've heard that ability is nothing without opportunity. But I'm here to encourage everybody. You've got abilities, you've all got talents. We're coming to award some amazing awards this evening. But that ability is only relevant with an opportunity. I often hear people say that, there's never any opportunities around, there's never any place for me to get a job, or never a place for me to be seen. But I'm here to challenge every single one of you 3 things. Wherever you are in life, find an opportunity, grab your opportunity, and create an opportunity. Opportunities don't drop on people's lap, right? When you're looking for an opportunity, you are out there proactively putting yourself out there and looking for these opportunities. When you try to grab an opportunity, you want to step into something that is not necessarily your comfort zone. You might think it might be something beneath you might think it's something above you, but just grab that opportunity. When it comes to creating opportunity, you often hear the saying, if there's no seat at the table, bring your own seat. Create that opportunity, no matter what. I grew up in a single-parent household, born and bred in Brixton, southwest London, and my mum, and I'm sure there's some African parents here as well, my mum wanted me to be a... I don't know what you call it, a doctor, a lawyer, what's the last one? An accountant. You said it, so you know for yourselves, all right? That is what my mum wanted me to be. But I wanted to be a singer. I grew up watching the TV talent shows like X Factor, Britain's Got Talent. In my days, it was Pop Idol. And I thought I was going to be the 4th or the 3rd or the 5th member of Destiny's Child. They were changing so many times that I couldn't quite catch up. But I wanted to be a member of Destiny's Child and go around the world and sing and be on TV. That was my dream, right? But I knew I wasn't the best singer. I mean, Tiana's done a wonderful job. She's got great musical abilities. But I knew I wasn't the best singer. I knew what I was good at was organising things. But because I still had a dream to be a singer, I joined my gospel choir at school, and I was thrilled. It was almost on cue. I walked in and I saw Sister Acts, the singers that were being part of the Sister Act movie on screen. And I joined my school gospel choir. And every time there was an opportunity, for example today, where there was an opportunity for a musical interlude, I put myself forward and I took the solo. Obviously there was not many people in the room after I did my solo, but it was still an opportunity that I took and I grabbed, right? After I finished school, I then went to university and I joined my gospel choir there as well. But I was doing a little bit more. The skills that I knew I had in terms of organising and putting things together, I did that in my university choir. I was doing the finances, I was inviting new members to join the gospel choir, I was organising events, I was doing all of those peripheral things around the choir. Then I left university, I came back home. When I went home, I realised that I loved being in gospel choir, mainly because I like to sing, but at least when you're in a choir, your voice can be blended out, so no one's going to hear you. But I thought, I want to still sing when I was at home. So there was no choir in my community, so I decided to create one. I was creating an opportunity. And I used all the skills that I had gained through school and through university, and I brought members on board, I secured the location, I organised events, and I was using all of those skills. And then one day, one Christmas, my favourite movie comes on screen, Sister Act 2. And I'm so glad it was on screen, because I was nervous that you guys are all really younger than me, so you won't know the movie, but I'm so glad you do. And for those people that don't know the movie, the Sister Act 2, I think it was Sister Act 1 that was put on screen, right? But Sister Act 2, you've got a number of students that come from different backgrounds. Not all of them can sing. They then come together. Whoopi Goldberg organises the choir for them, and they have an amazing voice, together. The power of the voices together are amazing. Then they go to this competition, a state competition, and then they end up winning against all odds. And that triggered an idea inside of me, that there was nothing like that in the UK. There was no competition for university choirs that are at university to compete against each other. So what did I do? I created the competition in the UK. I saw the opportunity and I created it, right? I used all of those skills that I had learned from school, from university, and I was able to build this competition by bringing people on board. So today, we've got thousands of students from across the UK that take part in this competition every single year. And it grew to this national competition. I had the support and the backing and endorsements from MPs. And then, one day, I get a phone call. I answer the phone. I said, "Hi, is that Lorraine?" I said, "Yes, it is." They said, "This is so-and-so from the X Factor." I was like, "X who?" I was like, "Yeah, we've seen what you've been doing and we'd love for your choirs to come on our show and back our contestants." And at the time, I think it was One Direction or Little Mix. And they were looking for singers to be the backing vocalists for these contestants on their show. Remember the dream that I had. I wanted to be a singer on TV. All of these individuals that I had created an opportunity for now had an opportunity to be on TV and sing in front of the nation. So today, when you watch X Factor, I don't know if X Factor's on TV anymore, is it? Britain's Got Talent, The Voice, those TV shows, every time you watch those TV shows and you see backing vocalists in the background, they're from my organisation. And we've been working with those shows for years. Now, I was doing that for a few years, and then since then I've received my MBE, so recognised by the Queen, the late Her Majesty the Queen, for the work that we've been doing with choirs. Subsequently, I started a job at Facebook, where I'm now about building communities and working with the community. That didn't happen overnight. That started with the small things I started at school, where you are today. I'm sharing this story because the journey didn't happen overnight. It happened because I was looking for opportunities, I grabbed opportunities, and I created opportunities. So I'm going to leave you 8 things this evening in terms of the ways that you can do those 3 things. The first thing is having a vision and writing it down. We are a Christian school here, so the Bible says write down a vision and make it plain. So for you students, whatever vision you have, whatever you want to achieve in the future, go home tonight and write down that vision on a piece of paper and stick it on your wall in your bedroom. There is a saying that says, whatever you don't visualize will not materialize. So write that vision on your wall and put it there. But don't just leave it there. Do the small things that will get you towards the vision, because it's not going to happen overnight. So start working on it the same way that I was working on my competition to get me to a place where I now work for Facebook. It didn't start today. It started when I was at school. So the second one is everybody has a talent. Now tonight, maybe not everybody might receive an award, but you all do have a talent, no matter how small, how big it may be. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will know the parable of the talents. A master gave somebody 5 talents, another master gave someone 2 talents, and one person got 1, right? One guy went away and he used the 5 talents and he came back with another 5. The other one took these 2, came back with another 2. The other one buried his 1. So he didn't use his talent. He didn't use that ability. So I'm charging you all to identify your ability, no matter how small it is. Maybe you're good at singing, maybe you're good at designing, maybe you're good at talking, maybe you're good at bringing people together. It's still a talent. It's still something. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, you don't know what talent you have, just remember, whatever is your strength is your talent. So think about what your strength is. Remember I told you, I like to sing, but I realized I wasn't good at it. But I was strong at bringing things together, organizing things, and promoting things. That's what I knew I was good at. Number 3, build relationships. Today in this room, we can have the next Mark Zuckerberg. We can have the next global engineer. We can have the doctors that your parents want, and the lawyers that your parents want, and the accountants that your parents want. And we need all of those people in society. Network with yourselves and network with people. Put yourself out there and build those relationships. Number 4, put yourself out there. Now I'm going to go a little bit broader than putting yourself out there. When it comes to going to interviews or I had to build a network with MPs and get the endorsement that I needed to do my event. But there's a lot of things around your entire being that you need to be conscious about, including your mannerisms. So when you're entering into a room, for example, be conscious about your body language. Think about the person you're meeting. Have you got the eye contact with those people? Think about, I was late today, but I hate being late. Think about your timing. These are all things you need to be very conscious about when you're out there and you're putting yourself out there. And one of the most important things for me is ask questions. There's power in asking questions. So wherever you are and you're putting yourself out there, get to know either the person or the subject more deeply by asking questions. Number 5, be in the right place. I'm not going to say at the right time because that's God's timing. But be in the right place. And by that what I mean is, does everybody know who Sir Isaac Newton is? What did he discover? Gravity, right? And they say that Sir Isaac Newton, is it Sir or was it just Isaac Newton? I can't remember if it's Sir. Okay. He was in his garden or he was outside somewhere and he was sitting under or beside a tree, right? And an apple fell from the tree, landed on the ground, and he was said to discover or uncover gravity. Which means gravity was there, and the word discover or uncover purely means that something was there, covered up, and someone uncovered it. And he uncovered it because he was in a place, in that environment, right? The Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So there is a belief that there's always something out there, right? But it takes you to be in that environment. If you want to be a footballer, you can't be at home. You need to be, out there training, being in your grounds. Like, if you want to be a singer, you need to be in that environment. You want to be a graphic designer, you need to put yourself in that environment where you can uncover an opportunity. Number 7, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I was lucky enough to get 3 A's at A-levels when I left school. But I didn't believe in myself. So I didn't realize that I could go and apply for some of the world's greatest universities. It was later on that I started to have that belief in myself that I thought, why not try and go to Oxford? So for my postgraduate, I decided to apply to Oxford, and I got in, and I studied there. That's because I believed in myself. So believe in yourself, whatever talent you have. Just believe in yourself. The Bible talks about having faith as small as a mustard seed. So just have faith, how small it may be, in your own abilities. And lastly, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Right? As we go in our daily lives, there are things that are going to happen that you might not be familiar with. You have to be open to that. There was a time when I was asked in my previous company to go and live and work in Switzerland. I turned them down initially. I said no. And my reason was because I thought there's no way I can get my hair done. That was literally my reason. I thought, as an African Caribbean individual going into Switzerland, there'll be nowhere I can go and do my hair. Because I wasn't comfortable with the uncomfortable. But going out there, after they asked me a few times and I was convinced to go out there, it's where I grew. I learned the German language, I met my best friends, I was promoted. Why? Because of an environment that challenged me. And sometimes in those challenging environments are where you grow the most. So, this evening, as I bring this to a close, as all of you are here at school, and you're moving on to following all your next years, or you move on to further education, or you move on to work, I want to remind you all, as you go along, remember to look for those opportunities. Remember to grab those opportunities. And if you can't find them, create those opportunities. Thank you.